When I spoke about the so called pastor who, I'm sorry, I have to use this word, who farts on his congregation, someone asked me to talk about other snake oil salesmen. So here are a few. There's the so called pastor Mboro, the panga wielding ninja who went to a school with his panga, and he obviously hadn't read in the good book that he who lives by the panga dies by the panga. Now, he was walking around with a thug wielding an AK 47. Did I say thug? Sorry, a bodyguard wielding an AK 47. So, from a practical point of view, I don't really see why he needed the panga. But anyway, I think he's now meditating on his actions in some quiet place somewhere. Um, there is the guy who has his parishioners eating grass. Now, that is not what is meant in the Bible by feed my lambs or feed my sheep. However, my lawnmower is broken down. So if the good pastor would like to come over and have a service on my lawn, I'm absolutely open to that. Okay, then there's the crocodile Dundee of the clergy who has his parishioners eating snakes, which they claim taste like chocolate. I think I'm going to stick with Bar One and Kit Kat. There's the guy who has his parishioners guzzling petrol. And what I'd like to know from him is one, does he set the example by drinking his 2 liters a day? And two, which one is better for a smooth drink? Is it the 93 or the 95? And of course, with the price of petrol, it's not surprising that this guy allegedly charges entrance to his zoo. I mean, to his services. And then there is this really interesting fellow who seems obsessed with women's underwear because he has them remove their underwear and wave it in the air during his so-called services. Now, I knew a guy in our neighborhood who used to steal ladies' underwear off the clotheslines, and I think the two of them could perhaps get together and go into business. I have left his contact details below. The underlying doctrine of this particular philosophy is too complex to explain in a short video. And then there's another fascinating chap who sucks the breasts of his female congregants. I think it's just the female congregants. And he claims that he sucks evil spirits out of their breasts. And one can but say one thing, sir, your theology sucks. An interesting question is where do these guys find people who actually follow them down these rabbit holes? I wonder if it could be the same place where some of our more interesting political parties find their voters, their devoted voters. Well, for more straightforward comment on matters of, I can't call it religion, matters of voodoo, and pretty much everything else that makes South Africa so fascinating, read my blog, The Scuffle Continues. My books are on Amazon Kindle. Richard J. Mann. Have an absolutely splendid day. Cheers.